What up, guys? In this video, I want to talk about how feminine behavior or thinking in women can sometimes look like disinterest, um, or it can even look like that, yeah, they don't care or that they're being difficult. But sometimes it's not that they're not disinterested. It's just that if you go back and watch my previous video, I'll mention it below. I personally believe that women do not get attached to men in the talking stage. They don't get attached until the first kiss. So because of that, even though a woman could want a boyfriend, she might want to get married, she'll have either indifference to a man at first, or even resistance, or just straight up trying to get rid of him. And I've heard multiple stories like this over the years of wives saying that their husband had to ask them out multiple times before they said yes. And they would say, she would say, I didn't like him. I thought that he wasn't a good guy. He asked me out, but I wasn't interested. All sorts of things like that. And I don't even necessarily think it's disinterest. I think it's just a lot of the time the woman is just, they're just, it's a feminine thing, because women don't build, men build. So men just, we don't need information like on her, because we're the leader, we know where we're going. But they need all this information about us a lot of the time before they'll allow us to start building something with them, a relationship or going on a date or whatever. So they just get scared, or they just don't make the proper actions that would make us think that they like us. So I'll talk about some of those actions in this video and right now. So for example, I got a lot of examples written down. For example, when you text her, she does not ask questions, right? This I found to be pretty usual. Like, a woman, when they're with their girlfriends or whatever, they're probably chatting it up. Like, I see women in coffee shop, they never stop talking. Banter, 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 banter. Always questions, questions, questions. And then gossip, gossip, all this stuff to say, right? But when it comes to the guy that she likes, a lot of the time they don't have anything to say. It's either they're frozen, or they're expecting you to be the leader. Like I'm going back to, they automatically start putting you into or to be a leader. So that's why if you text a woman and she doesn't really ask any questions, but she keeps responding to you, sometimes that's just a feminine behavior, and it's not necessarily that she's not interested. Or it could be that she doesn't want to show too much interest, because then she doesn't want to commit herself. Like I'm saying, like some women do, I think a lot of women do, I believe, what they call plausible deniability. It's like where they're half in, half out, and then they can, if they choose to, walk away from you in the situation, they can act like they never liked you. And that's frustrating, but I think it's a safety mechanism. Like, they'll play it halfway and act like they're not interested, even though they have some interest, just so that they can get out later if they want to. If they want to abandon, knowing you, they can get out and act like they never liked you. So I think that's another reason why a woman might not show a lot of interest, not asking questions over text, not sending you the first text, and things like that, right? And I think even in general, a lot of women, they will not ask you out on a date, even if it's indirect, even if it's like, hey, I'm going to coffee right now, do you want to join me? They're still not gonna do that, right? And I got a lot of other examples, but let me think. Another thing that any woman may do, one that's interested in you, semi-interested, not that interested, doesn't know what they want, may cancel on you on the first date, or really any other date. They could cancel every other date, and I think that it's like more of a feminine thing. Like, a man more sticks to their word, right? Like, we shake hands and that's a final. Like, when we say we're gonna be somewhere, we are. If a woman cancels, I don't think that it means that you can never get her on a date. I mean, it's debatable if you'd want to be married to someone that lives more off their emotions. But nevertheless, I think it is a feminine behavior in general to cancel dates, even if they like you. Canceling is just, I think, what women do, like, just in general. So I wouldn't take that as like she's not interested in you. I mean, yeah, it could be, but like I'm saying, this is just one train of thought that you gotta follow. The big point of this video is that you gotta be able to do things with these factors. Like, a woman's gonna give you these factors, these types of things, and you have to be the one that does something about it. Like, if you don't do anything about it, like, how are you gonna get to the next level? It's kind of like with her, it's like, because a woman she'll allow things to just be done. Like, I don't know what it is, but they don't have as much of a problem of just allowing things to just end where they are. Like, you could be their future husband, but if there's, let's say, one little small miscommunication early in the dating, like, they're not gonna go out of their way to ask, oh, so what happened there? You have to be the one to text. You have to be the one to identify where the miscommunication was, and then text them, and then it will start back up, right? So it's like, a lot of the time they're not gonna do anything to help you. You have to be the one who keeps things moving, because there's gonna be a lot of stops in between, on, like, dating them. I think in the early stages, at least, there's going to be a lot of things factors you're going to be given that make it so that it's not a linear process. You're not just date 1, date 2, date 3, date 4, okay, girlfriend. Like, it's going to be more like a roller coaster, a lot of the time, right? Until you get to the first kiss, and then it seems that they start thinking differently, right? Another thing, okay, this is a big one, is that women in the early stage will have a resistance to you doing anything for them, right? So this could be as simple as having an extra chocolate bar and you want to give it to them. They will say no, it's okay, I don't want it, it's okay. That's like, I think that's, again, it goes back to the fact that they're not the leader, so they're going to resist any sort of mutual connection, right? Which could be sharing gifts, things like that, right? Or, I mean, also, if she really doesn't know you, she might not want to eat what you're giving her because she's scared, but that's just an example where you have to be like, no, take it, take it, it's okay. And then, or if she says no to the whole bar, then break off a piece of the chocolate bar and give it to her and say, how about this? And then maybe if she says no, break off another smaller piece. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, if she says no to something, you gotta keep breaking it down smaller, like, in general. That's just an analogy with the chocolate bar, and then trying to give her something smaller and see if she'll take it, right? And then if she takes it, finally, that's actually good, because you've now built a connection with her, because you now establish trust, right? She was resisting establishing trust in that first moment when she said, no, I don't want to eat it. But you have to be the one to look past that and be like, no, if I can get her to, eat some of the food that I'm offering, if I can get her to do something that she's resisting by helping convince her to do it, or being friendly enough so that or an upbeat so that she will do it, she will gain trust off that, right? Because like I'm saying, a woman is going to resist you in the early stage. There's going to be resistance. It's like, for example, watch that movie The Notebook. If you watch in the early stage, the guy wants her, and she keeps saying, no, 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 I don't want you, blah, blah. She's challenging him, like making it hard for him, right? Because like I'm saying, women will make it so that they don't have a boyfriend. They will want a boyfriend, but they will make it so that they don't have one. It doesn't make sense. Like, they'll probably be on their wedding day at the wedding saying, oh, he's the man of my life, blah, 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 blah. He's the love of my life. But they don't even remember that they almost made it so that he was not in their life by making things difficult, by responding to every other text, by, not showing up on the first date, then showing up on the second one, and then, canceling the next one. Like, they will make it difficult like that, right? And there's just other interesting things, like, that I think women will do. Like, for example, let's say that you have mutual friends with them, right? And like they've seen you on their friend's Instagram many times, okay? They will not hit follow request you. They will wait until you run into them in person on some random day and actually ask them. So that's another feminine type of behavior. Like, they will act like, oh, you have Instagram? I didn't know, even though they've already seen you many times, right? So it's just, women often don't go out of their way to do things to connect with you. In fact, it can be the opposite. It might even be running away from you. Because if you watch the video that I link in this one, they are not attached in the talking stage when you're first getting to know each other. Let's see another one. Another example, and I couldn't exactly confirm this one, but it's just theoretical and something to think about. Like, if a woman likes you and then she has a boyfriend, let's say, but she ends up breaking up with her boyfriend, she still might not reach out to you. And months could go by with you not even knowing that she broke up with her boyfriend, right? Months could go by with you not knowing. So sometimes that's why if you thought a woman has a boyfriend, you should still check in on her every now and again, unless there's a photo up with him on their social media. But if you don't have that photo, you should keep checking in, because a woman, if she breaks up with her boyfriend, it's, even if she likes you, or liked you, it's still unlikely that she will reach out to you. You have to be the one to do it. It doesn't make sense, but I think that's the way it is, right? Another thing that a woman might do is she'll keep repeating some logical reason why she can't be with you, but it will still, like, she'll still keep hanging out with you. Like, she might keep saying, oh, you're too young, stop it. Oh, don't say that, you're too young, I can't date you. Like, it might be an age thing. Oh, you're too young. They'll give you some logical reason and they'll keep repeating it, but trust me, that's usually not as strong of a reason as you would think. If they continue to hang out with you, or even if you think you have a chance, you can keep trying, right? Or another thing they might saying is, I'm moving 2 months from now, stop asking me out. Oh, I'm not here for much longer, stop asking me out. Oh, I'm going to a new city, blah, blah, blah. Like, they'll give you this reason, and you have to decide for yourself, okay, can I break this down? Can I blow through this stop sign that she's trying to give me and continue pursuing her. And if you can keep a good attitude, maybe you have a chance, right? If you want to take that chance that you can still do something and still get her to go out with you, then you can. And who knows what that reasoning, if that reasoning might just be that she's just scared in general. Maybe all women have a reason why they can't go out with a man. Maybe that's how her mind works. She just makes up negative reasons why she can't date a man. That might be their MO. But yeah, a woman might even tell you that they're seeing somebody else right when you first ask them out, but that could be so vague. It doesn't even mean that it's their boyfriend. Okay, yeah, it could be. It could just be a lie. I think many women will tell little white lies, like, oh, I'm seeing someone else, but this is just like it's a safety mechanism. It's like, oh, I'm seeing somebody else. They say that so that there's a distance between you and them, so that they can observe you and make sure that you're somebody that they would want to go out with. And then maybe later they'll be like, oh, it didn't work out, or they'll never mention that person that they were seeing ever again, or whatever. So like, yeah, of course, if you ask out a woman, she could have a boyfriend, but you don't really know. If you like a woman, and you don't ask her out, it's not usual that she's gonna return to the same place that you hang out. I don't think it's that usual. So even if you're getting a lot of positive signs from her, like, don't expect a woman to return to the place that you hang out. Like, don't expect that. I realize that does not typically happen. Even if I've seen a woman who seemed really interested, I thought, okay, she'll just come back to where I hang out the next day. Don't assume that. It's pretty unlikely that will happen, unless if it's like a friend group, then yeah, maybe she will return. But if it's like your workplace, or some park that you go to all the time, it's unlikely, or a coffee shop, it's unlikely that she will return to look for you. So you gotta tend to ask women out right away if you're not gonna have another chance, right? Another big one is that, like, if you're on a date with a woman or hanging out, and like you go to kiss her, like, she will act like what you're doing is unusual or wrong. Like, she will act like almost as if she didn't see that coming. And this is like where I think a lot of dudes go wrong. Like, they think that they have to wait until like the perfect moment for the kiss on like the 4th or 5th date. But I recommend trying a kiss on the 2nd or 3rd date, even if you know she's gonna say no. You want to be like 2 steps ahead, right? Like, because like I'm saying, the woman is she's resistant. She's gonna be resistant to you in the early stage. And I think that's why they're so resistant, because on a subconscious level, they know once they make that first kiss with you, then they will be attached. I think that's why they're so resistant to it. So that's why you have to push through to get it. Like, if you can tell a woman does kind of want to kiss you, she's giving you some signs, or even if she's not giving you that much signs, if you're on the date, you can at least try, knowing that you're gonna pull away too. It's just, you fake it. Just fake it. Be like, I want to kiss you, and then go in. If you know that they're uncomfortable, you can pull away. At that point, you kind of did your job, right? But if she acts like what you did was kind of weird, or she says, oh, I'm not ready for that yet, tries to act like what you're doing is unusual, don't worry. You didn't make a mistake. It's later they're gonna go home and be attracted to you because of that. right? And that's huge, bro. Like, you didn't make a mistake. You're not weird for trying to kiss the girl that you're on a date with, and you're not gonna get in trouble if a girl hangs out with you one-on-one. It's not your fault for cueing that. She's the one who's cueing that she's attracted to you by hanging out with you one-on-one, especially if you're like at night, like going out or whatever. So I think, yeah, getting to that first kiss is huge, and even being a little bit early, like I'm saying. Like, if she pulls away, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually a good thing. It means that you showed up early. Like, and a lot of the time that makes you look like you're a leader. It makes you look confident rather than waiting for some perfect moment. Because, like I'm saying, if until that first kiss, the woman is not attached to you. So she might run off and never text you again, because that first kiss is what makes them stable. They're not stable until there's physical contact. Until then, they'll be resisting you. Even if they like you, they'll be resisting you, resisting meeting with you, even if they like you. I think that the feminism movement, like, kind of skewed a lot of this stuff. Like, I think men in the past knew that. They knew that that women resisted them off the bat. If you watch old movies, you can see it. You can see women resisting men even though they like them, right? Even though the woman likes him. You can see this combination between resistance and liking the man at the same time. But the feminism movement doesn't want to show that anymore, because they want to make women feel like leaders, and that women are not double-minded, and various things like that. So you have to know this type of lost art, right? I'm not sure if I want to talk about a lot more things, but one more thing is that I think that when it comes to dating, like when you ask a woman out on a date, it's kind of like two types of women. There's the women that will show up just because they want to see you, and then there's the women that will show up only if the date idea is fun to them, right? So that can get a little bit complicated, because in the early stage, a woman might not want to go out on a date with you, or she might say no, but this might actually be because the date idea you mentioned she's not interested in. And that, yeah, it can get kind of complicated. You might want to try to offer something else another day, or whatever, a different date, because it might just be that the date idea you offered, she just didn't think was that fun. But yeah, the other option could be there's a woman who will show up no matter what you invite her to. Personally, I'd rather be with that woman than the woman that will only show up to something that is fun. But nevertheless, it's a good guide to understand, okay, maybe she's not disinterested, maybe it's just not her type of date, right? Or maybe there's something that makes her uncomfortable about that date. Maybe, that date requires her to drink alcohol and she doesn't want to drink around you. Or maybe that type of date requires her to wear some thin clothing and she doesn't want to show her body around you. Like if you invited her to the gym, or you invited her swimming to the beach, or something like that. There may be some other reason why she's not comfortable going, but so you can switch it up. But anyways, yeah, I feel like, hold on, I'm gonna check my notes on my phone real quick. Just checked my notes in my phone and found another few ideas. Another feminine behavior that I've noticed is that if a woman doesn't respond to your text, a lot of the time they will respond to you, or start responding to you again, if you happen to run into them in person. So I found a lot of women kind of go off momentum, right? Like if they run into you and you talk to each other, then that emotional connection goes back up, and then they'll text you back, right? So that's kind of a feminine behavior. And like in general, I think it's it's good to get the first, if you can get, how to explain it, when you get a woman's number, the first text, or getting a first text back from her, is extremely important, because like I'm saying, they will kind of go off momentum. Like, they won't, like, if they can text you, or if you can get a first text from them, then you can get a second one. But it's all about getting that first one. Sometimes it can take triple texting a woman to get a first text, but once you get that first text, things can go better from there. And I want to talk real quick about this study. So I remember reading and hearing about this study that a woman typically knows if she wants you to ask her out after knowing you for 3 minutes. And for a while, I kind of misinterpreted that to think that if I ask her out after knowing her for 3 minutes, she will say yes, right? But then I realized, okay, if she knows after 3 minutes of knowing me, if she wants me to ask her out, that doesn't mean that she will actually say yes, right? Because those are two different things. Like, a woman is not necessarily like one with their mind and their actual actions. If they want you to ask them out, you can ask them out and they could still say no because they're not ready for it yet. So yeah, this video should just be a guideline. It doesn't mean that, you know, a woman is open to you if she shows these signs. It could mean that she's not, but this is a guideline, and I think that this is a lost art, and you're going to be losing a lot of your leads with women if you don't, you know, break past some of these barriers and move forward, right? Sometimes you're going to have to pull back many times when a woman pulls back, and then talk to them again, and then pull back, and it will be, you know, some ups and downs before you go on a first date or a second date or a third date or whatever. And like, it's a lost art, I think, this type of thing. And I think women appreciate men who know how to break past the woman's barriers, because I think women, a lot of the time, they know that they're making it difficult on the man, and some of them maybe even doing it on purpose. They know that, and that's why they can appreciate a man who has that lost art of being able to get past a woman's barriers and try to figure the woman out and learn about her. So yeah, this is really important. Keep it in mind. Drop any comments. Yeah, you don't want to be losing a lot of your contacts. You're going to be losing so many opportunities unless you can try to maneuver around some of these moves that women give you, some of these, I guess, intentional disqualifying you, or just indifference or whatever, or acting modest. If you can learn how to do that, then you can have a lot more opportunities with women. I can promise you that. All right, but don't push it too hard though with the woman. You still want to be within reason, and you're gonna have to figure that out through trial and error. All right, peace out.